Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been paying attention to how the 2025 NFL season has unfolded so far, you know that the San Francisco 49ers are off to a blazing start. They're 3-0, and despite a few obstacles, they've managed to keep that undefeated streak alive. But as any true 49ers fan knows, things aren't always smooth sailing. Injuries are part of the game, and right now, they're facing one of the biggest challenges of the season. The news broke recently that their star edge rusher, Nick Bosa, tore his ACL for a second time, and this injury is a huge blow for the team. Bosa isn't just any player, he's the heart and soul of that pass rush, a guy who can turn the game around with his explosiveness and relentless pressure on the quarterback. Losing him for the season is a setback, no doubt, but it also raises a huge question. How will the 49ers fill that void and stay competitive, especially when it counts the most, come playoff time? Bosa's injury came during a crucial game, a victory that kept their undefeated streak intact, but the celebration was bittersweet. The defense has been the backbone of this team all season, and Bosa's absence now leaves a big hole. The team's defensive line, which has played so well and been such a key part of their success, will now need to step up even more. Players like Jaelan and the rest of the pass rushers must elevate their game, but the reality is, finding a replacement of Bosa's caliber mid-season isn't simple. That's where the trade rumors come into focus, and the NFL trade deadline in November becomes a critical moment for the 49ers. Trade rumors are swirling, as they always do around this time of year, but this time, the talk revolves around possible impact players who could be available to help fill the gap left by Bosa. Recently, ESPN's Dan Graziano and Jeremy Fowler took a close look at some potential targets, and the names they mentioned are pretty intriguing for 49ers fans. One of the most talked about options is Phillips, the edge rusher from Miami. Phillips was a first-round pick back in 2021, and even though injuries have hampered his career a bit, his potential remains impressive. Graziano pointed out that Miami might decide to move some players before the trade deadline, and Phillips could be one of the most appealing options. His contract is in the final year, which makes a trade more feasible, and despite his injury history, his upside is undeniable. Fowler added that Phillips would be a natural fit for a team like the 49ers, who always prioritize pass rushers and play a style that benefits from explosiveness off the edge. But Phillips isn't the only name on the radar. Fowler also discussed Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati, though he acknowledged that acquiring Hendrickson might be less realistic due to the Bengals' valuation and the likely cost. Hendrickson is a talented pass rusher, and if the Bengals decide to move him, he could bring a lot of impact, especially in playoff push scenarios. However, the 49ers might find that price too steep, especially considering their current cap situation. Now, let's talk about the other potential options that are more realistic for the 49ers in the short term. A name that's been floating around is Azeez Ojulari from Philadelphia. He's a player who's been a consistent presence on the edge, with some solid production in his rookie season and last year. Ojulari was a healthy scratch recently, which indicates that he might be available for a reasonable trade, and San Francisco could benefit from his pass rushing skills without breaking the bank. He's not quite the household name that Bosa is, but he's a dependable player who can step into a bigger role quickly. As for Phillips, he was the 18th overall pick in 2021, and while his career has seen some ups and downs, that talent is still there. Over his first 3 seasons, he accumulated 22 sacks, including a standout 6-5 sacks in just 8 games 2 seasons ago. But injuries have derailed his trajectory, and that's the risk teams have to weigh. Still, his talent and upside are undeniable, and if the Dolphins decide to move him, the 49ers could be one of the best fits for him. The other guy, Aziz Ojulari, is more of a cost-effective option, and his rookie season was promising with 8 sacks. Last year, he added 6 sacks in 11 starts. He's a player who could be had for a more affordable price, especially if the Eagles are looking to rebuild some parts of their roster or make some salary cap adjustments. For the 49ers, adding someone like Ojulari could be a smart move. Someone who fits the mold of their aggressive, relentless pass rushers, and who can instantly contribute at a high level. Of course, all this talk about trades is happening in the context of a team that's already doing pretty well without its star pass rusher. The 49ers have shown resilience, depth, and an ability to adapt, but anyone who follows football closely knows that losing a player of Bosa's caliber is a game changer. Their defense, which was so dominant early on, will need to step up even more. Players like Hargrave, Drake Jackson, and others are going to have to elevate their game, and new additions through trade could be the difference maker in the second half of the season. Looking at the bigger picture, the 49ers have a rich history of overcoming adversity. From the days of Joe Montana and Steve Young to recent Super Bowl appearances, this franchise has always been about resilience, innovative coaching, and finding ways to win. The current injury situation is just another chapter in that story. It's a test of their depth, their scouting, and their ability to adapt quickly. And let's be honest, fans are eager to see how they handle this challenge. Will they find the right players to bring in, or will they rely on their current roster to step up even more? It's worth noting that the 49ers front office has a track record of making smart moves at the deadline, whether it's acquiring players who fit their scheme or trading away assets for draft capital. Their coaching staff, led by Kyle Shanahan, is known for making the most out of the talent available, and now they'll have to do it again. The defense, led by emerging stars and seasoned veterans, will have to rally around the challenge, and the front office will need to be sharp in identifying the right trades. Now, as we look ahead, the key question for fans like you and me is how this will impact their playoff push. The NFC West is still highly competitive, with teams like the Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals fighting for their own spots. The 49ers have been the team to beat so far, but a major injury like this to Bosa could shake things up. The division could become even more competitive, and the path to the postseason might require even more grit and strategic moves. The good news is, the 49ers have proven time and again that they're a resilient bunch. Their coaching staff is one of the best in the league, and their roster is deep enough to withstand some setbacks. But the trade deadline is coming, and it's going to be a fascinating period for fans and analysts alike. Will they go after Phillips, Ojulari, or perhaps even explore other options? We'll have to stay tuned to see how Lynch and Kyle Shanahan maneuver in this critical window. So what do you think, 49ers fans? Are you confident in the team's ability to overcome Bosa's absence? Do you believe they'll make a splash in the trade market, or will they rely on internal improvements? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news on the San Francisco 49ers. Stay with us, because this season is far from over, and the best is yet to come. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.